Okay, good. So let's start the AMA session. I think that is a AMA session, the last AMA session for the year. Like it has been a lot of things happened since last time we did the AMA. I don't quite remember last time, and maybe it's September or something like that. Yeah. So this one will be a general introduction about the Q4 development and others. So this is an overview of the day. First, we are talking about the Orion Cloud platform progress. Second topic will be the token swap, the market overview of Q1 and the development plan of Q1 2019, and the Q&A time. First, and the most important is the Orion platform have been launched since end of September 2018. So in last 3 months, we all focused on the fine-tuning all the details. Most basically about the smart contracts, make it more easy to use, add a refund function for the AI workers when you switch to different ledger and other case. For example, if you want to rejoin or change your worker ID. On the Nebula AI blockchain side, we are refactoring the current blockchain browser. In the next time, you will be able to see the, okay. I think maybe I need to disable some writing functions. Okay, so next part is about the scanner. So with a scanner, you will be able to see the top 10 or even top 100 wallets who hold the Nebula AI tokens. Nebula AI wallet already released, so the new function, you will check the latest version, included the function allowed you to import your wallet using your private key. So from now on, you can import your wallet, not just the key file, but also the private key. In Q1, we might add a new function about using the words. The 12 words help you to recover your wallet. And the next one is the Orion Enterprise Cloud Center. A new billing system is adding to the center. So in Q1, you'll be able to download your invoice. When you use your cloud service, you will be able to see that how much you spend on different instances and how much you used by token. The Aegis mining pool is also released. Currently, we have about 18 gigahertz mining power. Basically, like it's equivalent to about 600 GPU cards or even more. The GPU hash rate is continually increasing, but in Q1, we'll see much more interesting features which can help increasing the hash power. The Orion AI Worker Installation Kit has been released 2 versions. The latest versions support lots of functions like get a task, and also the installation kit tells you how much your score is. Some fine tuning is in process about the way of calculation the GPU score. So another cool feature is Orion Payment Gateway. We're trying to add more features to the Orion Payment Gateway. For now, it just supports the open account, charge the account, but the withdrawal function is not included because in Orion Cloud Center, make sure that when you deposit, you're not supposed to withdraw it from the Cloud Center because its main purpose is designed for using the GPU resource, not designed for exchange. So the Community Development Center is still in development, and some APIs will be open to the public in Q1. Yeah, this is the Orion platform workflow. So from here, you can see that we start with the AI user. You'll be able to upload the task to then after the task was updated, it will be a smart contract that was deployed by Nebula AI Ledger. And Nebula AI Ledger will be also in charge of the task dispatch to the networks. So, and the workers in a virtual pool will take turns to take the task. Currently, it will be the highest worker get the task. So when your score is higher, in the future, it may be replaced by credits. You'll be able to get more tasks than any others. And as a result, actually, is in a smart contract as well. You'll be able to get the result from the, there was a hash generated by the smart contract. You'll be able to extract the information from a smart contract and download the result from your portal. So for most people who has been attended the Orion platform release session, you maybe already know that. But however, if we still have time at the end of the session, we maybe take a look about the Orion platform of real-time training, just in case some people still doesn't know how the Orion platform looks like.
Hi, big up.
Okay. So for the AI worker, like the AI worker installing package, you'll be able to download either from the Orion Cloud homepage, or you'll be able to download it from the GitLab. So at the GitLab, there was a release. Currently, the AI worker is writing in Python. So basically, you'll be able to get all the details of it. So for the AI work client, the minimum requirement to be AI work client is 1066 gigabytes or higher. But there was one limit, however, is that we are not support AMD cards because AMD doesn't have a CUDA library. We're not designed for other things than AI mining. So basically, you're not be able to using AMD. However, AMD cards maybe have other usage. This is something will be considered in the Q2 2019 for some others rendering or high performance computing. Some people was talking about cloud gaming platform. That's not something like we're currently thinking, but it can be part of a solution in the future. With the CPU, we highly suggest you using i5 and a small storage, 1 terabyte is better. So this is some standard requirements you need to fit. But just in case, if you don't meet this requirement, yeah, still be able to working as an AI worker, but you will most possibly not be picked up by the user. Since as we already said in the beginning, the criteria is that the highest performance AI worker is always first to be selected, then the next. We were thinking about competing order system in next year, something like you can give a bit of your price, then people will choose from the bid price. But this feature is still in design. So some people are telling me that 50 megabytes download speed is not realistic in some area in the world. In Canada, it's okay. In North America, it's fine. But in China, it's mostly impossible. So then we have something called Ledger. We can talk about this one in a later session. So as an AI user, we have the user guide in the website, and a video demo was released recently. You can be able to see it. And user sign up will receive 1,500 Nebula AI token as a reward. Just notice that when you start a task, the first time you need to deposit 1,000 tokens. Then you can start a calculation. So when you receive 1,500 tokens, which basically means that you can use 1,000 as a deposit and 500 for calculation. However, as I said before, those tokens are deposited in the cloud center. So it means that you'll not be able to withdraw it and sell it in exchange or other places. It's a one-way charge. Okay, now we'll talk about ledger. The ledger session is that based on different scenario, sometimes you maybe feel that the US East is not stable. That is because you are not really in North America. So alternative solution is that you will choose a ledger based on your geographic location. For example, if you're in China, you highly suggest using Asian ledger. Well, thinking about deploy a new ledger called China East. Actually, it should be China South because it will be based in Shenzhen. Then you'll be able to connect to it much faster. However, due to recent development pressure, it has been delayed a little bit. So it's very likely to be released middle January. And also, when task from China submitted, strong suggested to submit to Asian ledger. Or you have some sensitive data, for example, you don't want it to go to our region due to the GDPR or whatever, then you are supposed to submit those information in your region only. If you submit it to some region which GDPR is covered and cause some data loss or some customer loss, you might be in your own responsibilities. However, we'll still give you a reminder about that, but just make sure you submit it to the right place. And in no scenario, the task will be cross-region. So basically, if you submit the task to a US East, the Asian AI worker won't see those tasks. But you can double submit. This is on your own choice. Another important thing we need to remember is about the token swipe. So the token swipe already started from November 15, 2018. Those tokens will be continued until next year, May 15. However, we didn't see that we'll stop the token swap after that. But due to some maintenance issue, if anybody does it later than May 15, there may be a small percentage of processing fee may be charged. But this one is not decided yet. We still strongly suggest you doing the token swap between this period, and it's pretty easy. And if you have any questions about how to swap it, we have Telegram admins and WeChat admins help you guys to do the swap. Usually, it only takes 5 minutes for swipe, and you will receive it within 24 hours. Usually, the token swap sent back happening during the night, end of the day, Eastern time. So on Coinbase, the token swap is completed. So basically now all the trading tokens are mana token. So please notice that never send your ERC20 token to Coinbase, otherwise you will lost it. And if you lost it and you want to get it back, we don't know how to do that, honestly, because this is the exchange issue. However, on other two exchanges, the edX and top one, you're not be able to use it as a mana token. And you cannot use that one to directly send it to the Orion platform because they are ERC20 token. Also on the Gate.io, for people who previously purchased the token on Gate.io, you have to do the withdrawal before January 15. It's better to put it in your, please remember that Gate.io didn't do the token swap. So on Gate.io, it's also ERC20 token. The best solution is that withdraw your Gate.io token to your Ethereum wallet, then do the token swap to make it secure. But first, did the withdraw to your MyEther wallet first, since it will be expired after January 15, 2019. If you ask me how to get a Nebula AI wallet, you can download from this link, wallet.nba.io. Some people was asking me when we are going to have a mobile wallet. What I see is that I don't think it's feasible to do it in Q1 because everybody was rushing to the next stage of development. And for the mobile wallet, it's not as safe as a paper wallet, in my opinion. However, we are still trying to do it if we have more resources, but at this point, I cannot guarantee that. Yeah, then we come to the next year part. So for the Q1, we are focused on marketing. We are hiring new salespeople in charge of the cloud service sales. So basically this time is not just marketing, it's mobile sales. We're already working with the Miguel Computer Center, the genomics labs. They did the first batch of tests this Monday, and large computer tasks were coming in January. Since now is Christmas, you know, in Canada, everybody is celebration about Christmas. So there's a business closed for 2 weeks and will be reopened in January. But in China, it's different. I know in China, the state people still working until the spring break. So another computer science and cyber engineering from Concordia working with us, the NSERC, they founded us. Another news, we didn't put it here, but it's coming. We just finished the MATEX project with the Gabon government, where I have about 20 researchers from universities join us in the next 2 years. And they are all from the AI labs. For the AI enterprise, we have a long list of people want to join. So as soon as we finish all the parts of research, they will be pushed to the market in January. And we are visiting one by one, followed by the list. The huge demanding is outside. Some companies can really want to start using it today. But however, Christmas is really not a good time to do all the kind of server support. We also have developers on vacation this period because people is working hard over the year. Then we come to the development plan in Q1. So one big part we're coming is encryption with the IPFS. If you remember in our white paper, we see that we're going to use IPFS as a storage solution. Now we are thinking it's the time. We did the research for 4 months. In the past 4 months, we take all aspects from different scenarios, different technologies, and the different parties who is doing the research. Finally, we have one technology which is quite fit our needs. And it's a Vancouver-based company called Archery Technology. We did their research on their solutions. Their IPFS seems fit our needs. But on encryption side, we still have our own solutions. So, and their CTO will be in trial next week. So we are working together to check the best strategy about cooperation and integration. And for the payment, in the middle of January, the credit card payment will be opened. You will see this feature. You'll be able to buy Nebula AI GPU cloud computing resource with any Visa or MasterCard. So some people was asking, so now let's come into the question part. Some people was asking, can I use another wallet to keep a Nebula AI token instead of Nebula AI wallet? Theoretically, you'll be able to using my S wallet or other wallets. However, it's a little bit tricky because you need to manually connect it to one of the Nebula AI nodes to make sure you get the correct blockchain information. So for people who is not familiar with that, I would prefer you still using the official wallet. But if you are very familiar with how the hardware token works, I will suggest you can do that. If you have any questions or you already did that, please contact us. We can take a look if I'm in trouble. Will Nebula AI be listed in new exchange coming soon? Well, this question is that we're listed in new exchanges, that's for sure. But where it coming soon, this is something we don't know because exchanges never tell you that when you are going to be listed. But we are already applied several exchanges. It most likely happens in Q1. Okay, so I see that there's some message comes in. Let me check. Okay, so first question, how many hours will be processed in January? How many MBA will process per quarter? So this is a question like not easy to answer. So for now, we already know that we already have a 3,000 hours booked in January. For more hours, because we don't do the sign those big contracts because we want to make sure the platform is solid. But in my opinion, it's most possible we'll have about 10,000 hours or even more be processed in January. And it will be boosting very fast since basic calculations that from today's price, it's mostly like 90% lower than the Amazon service, not 70%, it's 90% cheaper. How many students start using Nebula token? If so, how many token dollars can expect per user? So, like for now, McGill University and Concordia are major institutions using it. They're always supporting behind us, and they are huge. They're high demanding from them. The next target will be Toronto University and the University of Montreal. How many tokens we expected? So, from our marketing investigation, it's most likely each normal size company, let's say below 50 employees, it will cost them $1,000 to $2,000 per month when using AI. However, they can use more if the service is good. Release of desktop wallet. That's a good question. And you know, in Nebula AI, our technology side is web-based technology. So if it's a web-based wallet, desktop version, I probably can just download the web service, the offline wallet directly and use it. But if you want a GUI interface, something like the Windows terminal, you maybe need to waiting for a while. And most of the reason is that we don't use Windows in our company anymore. There's only 2 team members still using Windows. They are web developers because we need the IE to be tested. Will there be any open source bounties for a graphic designer? For the bounty scenario, that was the case that from last experience before, we more would like to call it like contracts, not bounties. So bounties takes us too much time. Basically, we see that with the last time the 3 million tokens bounties, actually we spend more than 10 million tokens equivalent human resource to manage those bounties. So in the future, the bounties will be mostly converting to the community contracts, something like that. I'm very appreciate the way Dashcoin did. They have a voting, they have discussion, and they are well managed their funds very well. So hiring plan, let's say that the next season, maybe we'll have some graphic tasks, but I'm not sure. It's based on our marketing progress. And for the developer side, we have a very good team now. Probably we are hiring one or more developers in Q1. If that will be, most likely will be mobile developers. And some stats about transaction dollars. So for the transactions, we are, I think, remember last time, early this month, we have about 200 tasks processed. For now, I think it should be more than 400 tasks. That was a big task, small task, the most testing tasks, lots of them, and lots of smart contracts were deployed. Okay, so I've finished. I hope I've finished all these questions. And thanks everybody, and see you next year.